So, any questions on any of that?
If you end up with your first bridge kind of really launching them, because Matt was kind of getting you right off it, is his best option just to go out the back way rather than go with the roll?
In practice.
Right.
But the thing is that the thing for me is if you really are controlling with this elbow, this is like another thing of this. If this elbow is moving up and down appropriately across his hip line, because what we're actually doing in a way is we're switching our elbow position. You might not realise this, but we're switching up, sorry?
To the other head.
Yeah, it goes up.
Yeah.
When we break the balance, the elbow goes up. So the thing is, if you just bridge so hard that you just get the guy off, I mean, that's okay. But really, I want to control what I'm doing with him.
Right.
Because if I just explode out the back door, we're in a wrestling match.
Right.
You know, and there's ways to go out of the back door, I think, that control the match, right? Control the connection. Because I don't want to go to all the effort of doing this right, and then I lose him, and then I'm back fighting him standing up.
Yeah.
Or we're head to head. The beauty of this is it takes him to side control. And if I control it, I will stop him. If I switch this at the right time, and it's timing, but if I switch this at the right time between the positions, so he's maybe pulling my elbow up, right? He's got everything going. So like, I want to get my shoulders engaged. I'm compressing here, right? And I'm bridging, like, I want to really try and push through the back of his, everything from my foot to my hip, to my, you know, all the way to my shoulder, to my elbow, is going into this and driving him. So I retract and push him down, right? And now I walk under. So it's just doing enough. Now he's not in a scramble. You know, he tries to turn into me, he tries to wrestle or whatever. I'm now beginning to put the pressure on him. That's what I want. I want to be able to control the roll. So I don't really want to just, of course, in practice, we talked about this yesterday. This becomes a game with the shoulders. So the more that, and there's again a triangle of options going on here, because the more that Billy opens that, leans away that shoulder away from me, right, the easier it actually just starts to become to just pendulum to the side and come up on top. And the reason the pendulum starts to work is, well, one, he's starting to tip. So the more he resists me doing this, the more he resists that, the more that the angle begins to change. And what really happens with the pendulum is my right shoulder is going up to the top of his left shoulder. So this is all about the interaction again of our shoulders. So he's bailing on this, on me, on this. And what I'm really doing is getting my shoulders to connect. Right, so I go that way. And the other option, of course, is, like you talked about, is I end up escaping this arm all the way through. And so again, here the question is, look, if I take this shoulder to him, no, this is pretty engaged. I really want to do my shoulder, if I try and get with his shoulder, it goes through sternum. It's never going to reach, you know, utopia. So it ends up with sternum. But look, this is again the same. When we talked about walking, you can pendulum this in practice, but I like people to feel what's actually kind of going on as much as possible in terms of the direction of movement. And I'm just following my underhook. Or you could call it my inside control. What's an underhook? It's just control of the inside of the line between his elbow, you know, between his elbows. So I have an underhook that goes inside of his elbow. So it's inside elbow control. But this is what happens. It just becomes a tipping point. There's nothing perfect about, you know, if they get on your throat, of course, you're feeling a different world. But anything really where they're not on your throat, in this plane, it's like, oh, what's he giving me by what's he's taking away? He takes away one of my shoulders, he gives me connection to the other one. Is the shoulder going to the sternum or is it going to the spine? Yeah, so anytime I switch the line and the shoulders are coming under, oh look, there's my direction of force on this side. Oh look, there's my direction of force on this, so I've got to move this way. Okay, how can I move more efficiently? Well, I can pendulum. And get to my knees. So we're just switching between these options, and it's all about the shoulders. And the shoulder tries to get to the opposite shoulder, tries to get to the opposite shoulder. In reality, it goes to the sternum or it goes to the spine. Arm points the way out. Yeah? And now you have a framework that it really doesn't matter what they're doing to you. You've got, you know where the route out is. Yeah? If my arms are stuck on this side, I need to bump and get an arm. I need to bump and get an underhook. Right? So if both my arms are stuck this side of his body, I've got no underhook, I need to find one. Bump and get one. Any questions at all? So have a little play with the walkout for the pendulum, just standing up on top of them, and also switching to the back door. Yeah, and you can put the resistance on a bit more and see how you can counter. Just have a play with it, 3 for 3. Let's go.